Hello, and welcome again to Gong About. Today we'll be talking about the life of Lu Shifa and the book that chronicled his incredible journey to America. In America, no matter how humble your beginnings, if you work hard, respect yourself and others, you can be successful. Lu Shifa is a successful restaurant owner on the Central Coast of California. He married and had 2 sons, one of whom is also a restaurant owner. But his life didn't begin very promising. Lu Shifa was born in 1940 China, when the Sino-Japanese War was ravaging China. It is estimated that over 20 million Chinese civilians died in that conflict, compared to 3 million Chinese military combatants. When Lu Shifa was 3, both his parents died. He was passed around among relatives and even sold to strangers. Some treated him badly. At the age of 11, he escaped from communist China to what was then British Hong Kong, where he begged in the streets. From there, he made it to Taiwan, and after that, he was able to immigrate to his dream, the United States of America. Lu Shifa, now known as Gordon to his friends, recalled his hardships in a book, Double Luck, Memoirs of a Chinese Orphan. The book received the Parents' Choice Gold Award in 2002 and is recommended reading in many schools. Welcome, Gordon, and thanks for joining us. Now, for those viewers who have not yet had the pleasure of reading your book, tell us, how did you come to be known as Gordon?
Well, I was at the age of 13. I was working in the American Officers Club in Taipei, Taiwan. So as a young busboy, so a year later, so they decided to promote all the busboys to be swimming pool waiter, and so they pre-made a lot of names. So everybody went there to pick up their favorite name. So I had to finish my work. So by the time I got there, so my name is Gordon. So I kept it till today. Yeah.
Many readers ask about your life upon arriving in America.
Yeah, I was very, very excited when the plane landing in Honolulu, and I thought I was a halfway success. Until I opened my passport, I realized they only give me 38 days. I got very nervous, but I said to myself, I already came this far. You know, I want to make a positive. I want to succeed. I took another plane from Honolulu to Los Angeles. So my second grade classmate was already in America. So he was working for Sheraton Hotel as an accountant. So he came to the airport, picked me up. So, and he was my roommate. So we were at this smaller, probably 300 square feet, a room, what do you call it? It's not even, it's like a bachelor room. We share the bed together, and find myself a small job, working here and there, learn English. So, so that's how I started.
How fairly were you treated by people when you first arrived in America?
I thought everything's great, and people are friendly. I don't see anything anything unusual. Especially, I didn't see anything like a discrimination. You know, I just didn't see it. And my believing is, you know, when you're working hard, you respect yourself. There's no room for someone to discriminate you. Yeah, and that's my attitude. So I never experienced anything but good. Yes.
So, was it difficult to become a permanent resident of America?
See, I was working at the airport as a bartender. The job offered me good money, good security, good insurance, but that's not yet. That's not what I wanted. I wanted a green card, permanent resident, because once I have that, I have all the freedom. So so one evening, a friend of mine called me from Denver, Colorado, and asked me if I can go there help them because it's a new restaurant going to be open, and so I went and so I got an interview and everything, so I got a job. So then as a Polynesian restaurant as a bartender, and so the owner was helping me for green card, and there was about 11 people apply at the same time, and so 10 months later I got an interview, and so another month later I got my green card.
Now, without formal schooling, it must have been a challenge to start a business.
When you have a lot of drive, you want to succeed. Even you have less education, you have no education at all. You try much harder than the average people. So eventually you get there, because you put your heart and soul there. And so
How did you come upon your restaurant in Morro Bay?
Well, I already have 7.5 years experience Chinese fast food place in Los Angeles by the airport area. So within 3 years I owned 3 places, and so after 7.5 years, 13, 15 hours a day, every day. So I was mentally and physically tired, and I saw my business, and I thought I was going to take a couple of months off. Well, so when I drove to Morro Bay and like 2 or 3 times in Morro Bay Boulevard, I got very comfortable, and it just happened there was Century 21 over there. I stopped by, so the lady spent a half day with me, showing me around, and couldn't find the things I wanted. It just happened the coffee bar restaurant was on the market, and so I bought it, and with no experience, but a lot of confidence, and so I made a deal with the seller. I said, well, what about when we open escrow and close escrow, the 45 days I'll work for you for free. Well, free is a magic word because he doesn't have to put me on the payroll. My point of view is that my vision is, 45 days later, this will be mine. So then, anyway, 45 days later, I took over the business. So the first 6 months a year was kind of hard because, like I said earlier, I'm working hard, but still, you don't know the job that well. So as time went on, got better and better. So this is my 24th year.
Aside from your sister, were you able to reacquaint with the other people who affected your early life, such as nephew, auntie, and Mr. Yu?
My sister was like a mother to me. She's 20 years older than I am. And when I was a little boy, and she does nothing but encouragement and says, well, difficulty is going to go away. This is just temporary, so you need to be strong. Then later on, the grandmother took me in, and she had 2 sons, and she said, well, today I'm taking you in, so I'm your grandmother. My number 1 son is your father. My number 2 son is your uncle. So under that condition for quite some times, and they were good to me, and the grandmother was gave me a lot of encouragement, and even I was a little boy, and she was always telling me, so well, difficulty is not going to stay with you forever. Going to go away. You need to be strong. All the good things. I think that was influenced me a lot. Yeah.
Looking back, do you have any regrets about what you did or didn't do in your life?
No regrets. Absolutely no regrets. I think this is came to America is best thing ever happened to me, and so America is everything I hope for. It's very good. I enjoy it here. Yes.
So, has the book's popularity changed your life?
A lot. People, men, women, children. I get a lot of school use my book as a required reading book. So every year I got invited to school, different classes, middle school, high school, and college. So then, so talk about my life, and so I received a lot of warmth, a lot of affection, and totally unexpected. So it did change my life quite a bit. Yeah, quite a bit. For good.
As suggested by the title of your book, despite the early hardships, would you say you've had a fascinating life?
Yes. but I thought it is a very emotional the last time about my early part of life. But then 12 years ago, when this became a book, a double luck, oftentimes I get invited to like a Rotary Club, Lions Club, school class, you know. So, and I think it's all like a therapy, and you just make you feel much more complete.
Yes.
There's no, I feel good about it. Yes. Last 12 years, I saw over 30,000 copies. So the money came from the books. It's all donated to needy places and such like a library. So this year, I give a $13,000 scholarship to Porterville College as a scholarship. So I still constantly got invited to different places. Like this coming March, I will be invited to Salinas, to a bunch of a social worker group, talk about my early life and this. But I'm very proud to be here and to be American citizen, and so it's all good. The Americans is full with opportunity. People like me, you know, and when the opportunity arrive, I grab them. Yeah, and some people don't even see that. I think American is what they call.
Land of opportunity.
Absolutely, yes, yeah. I'm very thankful, very thankful to be here. And thank you.
Gordon, thank you so much for sharing your extraordinary story with us today. All right. Gordon, thank you so much for sharing your extraordinary story with us today. And for the viewers, thank you again for joining us, and we'll see you again next time. Double Luck, Memoirs of a Chinese Orphan by Lu Shi-fa, co-written by Becky White, is available at Amazon or your favorite bookstore.